Hi everybody, this is Kim with Kim's Vinyl Expressions. Today we are going to stitch out a letter to Santa envelope from Designs by Juju. This one was made in my 5x7 hoop. It's available in 5x7, 6x10, and 7x12. It's really cute. It has a snap in the back with a snowflake that opens up. And it's really cute. It has an opening to put a letter in there or whatever. This one, I didn't add a ribbon in the design. You can also add a piece of ribbon, which we'll do in this tutorial. So you can use this and hang it on a Christmas tree as an ornament. What you will need for this design is some felt. You're going to need a piece of 6x6 for the front of the envelope. You're going to need a 6x6 liner, and it's optional, and I did it, and I'm really not sure if you need it on this or not, but I just put Heat and Bond Light on the back, which is optional. You want a piece of red felt cut 6 by 3.75 for the back, and a small green piece for the stamp, a small white piece for the urgent sticker. Excuse me. You can use, the tutorial says to use cutaway. You can use cutaway, you can use tearaway. It's up to you. For this design, I don't really think it matters so much. But if you want to do it the way the tutorial says, it is cutaway. You want a snap. These are the cam snaps is only what I had available. So I put the snap through here, put the end on there, same thing here and there. And it closes perfect. It lines up perfect, but I'll show you that when we get to that. And that's pretty much it. And if you want the piece of ribbon, about 6 inches to hang it for an ornament. Okay, so let's head on over to the machine and we'll get started. Okay, this design is done in 10 steps, and also it's just a little under 9,000 stitches. So it's pretty simple and easy. So the first step that we're going to do is the envelope outline. And you'll do this on your stabilizer before you put your piece of felt down. Okay, for the second step, we are going to take the 6x6, if you're doing it in the 5x7 hoop, fabric, make sure you have the whole design covered. And I always make my fabric a little bigger than what it says. And the second step is going to tack down, kind of tack this down, but it's going to do the outline for the stamp, and that'll also tack this down onto here. Okay, so we'll be right back. Okay, there's our placement stitch for the stamp. So what you'll do now for step 3 is you take your little green piece of fabric or whatever you're going to use, and we're going to go ahead and tack that down. Excuse me. Okay, so we tack down the stamp, and what we're going to do is just cut around this and cut the excess fabric off. Where is my other scissor? I'm going to use that one. Excuse me, gotta get my other scissor. All right, so what we'll do, we'll just cut around close to the stitching. We're not going to do a satin stitch around this, so it's just going to hang there. So you just want to do close to the stitching, or how much room you want to leave at the end. And just make sure you don't cut the stitches. Okay, so get that. Okay, so now we have our stamp tacked down and cut. We're going to go ahead and put this back in the machine and run step 4, which is going to do a placement stitch for the urgent sticker. Okay, so now that we got our placement stitch for the urgent sticker, you're going to take your next piece of the fabric for the urgent sticker and you're going to tack that down. That is step 5. Okay, so now that we got the urgent fabric tacked down, we're going to cut the extra fabric around that as well. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's okay for me for this demonstration. I'll go ahead and just fix it anyway. All right, so now that we got that done, step 6, 7, and 8 are gonna type out. It's gonna sew out all the words Santa Claus, North Pole, and the urgent, and the stripes on the candy cane for the stamp. So that's 6, 7, and 8, and I'll show you that when it's done. Okay, so we got all the lettering stitched out. I'm gonna cut the jump stitches now. Just get that done. Sometimes it makes it a little hard to see after I cut them. I'll look in the light. All right, that's okay for now. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're going to take the lining fabric and we are going to place it completely over the design with the wrong side facing down. We'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll secure that. I'm going to use these pins because every time I put tape on the bottom, it comes off on the machine. So I'm just going to take my little flat pins here and secure this. I use these flat pins. I bought them off Amazon, and they're good for the bottom if you need to secure something for the bottom because it lays flat, won't scratch up the machine, won't cause any issues. I've been using them for a while. They work really well. Okay, so once we secure this, we're going to go ahead and put this back on the machine, and it's going to print out, I don't know why I keep saying printing, but it's going to stitch out the outline of the envelope, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have the envelope outline stitched out, and that's what it looks like in the back. So what we'll go ahead and do now is, if you want to use a ribbon to hang this as an ornament, we're just going to go ahead and take the smaller piece of ribbon, and I'm just going to take some tape and tape it down here. I use washi tape a lot for certain things, but we're just going to put it just a hair, like 1/4 of an inch or so below the placement line here on the back, and then just tape that down. I'll do that right there. Hopefully this will stick. Okay, so that's and this is optional. That's only if you're going to use it as an ornament. And excuse me. And now we'll take, see, it's already coming up. So now we're going to take that last piece for the back and put it on the envelope. And what you're going to do, you're going to line this up with this placement stitch right here, and then secure it into place like that. You want to line it right up with the placement stitch. I'll do that. And, well, I guess I can take these out now. I don't think about that because we already have the outline done. I'm going to use those. Okay, so do this right on that line, right? Ugh, I knew that was going to happen. Let me get some Scotch tape. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to take a piece of Scotch tape instead, because sometimes the washi tape gives me a little issue on sticking on certain fabrics and stuff. But Scotch tape works pretty well. All right, so now we did that. I'm going to line this up with the placement stitch like that. And then you're going to want to secure it however you secure it. Just want to make sure I don't hit those pins on the other side. I'm just going to do it across the bottom here. Okay, and I'm not gonna tack it here because I know it's going to stay. Okay, and then we're gonna put it back in the machine and we're gonna sew out the last step. Be right back. All right, so finished both sides here. This leaves just the opening for the envelope. Cut that off. Take my pins out. This is cute. I really like this envelope. All right. So what we are going to do now is there was a placement stitch here that ran so we can do the back. So what we're going to do, you can take a seam ripper, however you want to do it. I think seam ripper's the rest, because you're going to want to take this line out of the front. So I just cut it right there. Cut it right there. Just make sure you don't cut any other stitches. And then I just took it and just pulled it through the loops until I had enough to grab on to just pull it out. I don't have much of grip. Yesterday it pulled out. Very easy. It's not doing it right now, but that's fine. I mean, you could just take the loops however you want to do it. If you want to cut it, pull it out. Not working for me today. Worked yesterday. But all right. So we got that out. And what we're going to do now is I did this a little different than what the tutorial stated. I unhooped it first and then cut around everything. I don't want to cut it while it's still in the hoop. I know you need to be careful around your ribbon here, and I'll show you that when we get to that. Oh, I gotta cut. Okay, so let me get my other scissors. And you can rip your stabilizer if you want to. It's not really going to matter so much. It's not going to show all that much. Okay. So we'll just start here. And you're going to want to cut, you know, about 1/4 of an inch or so, just close to the stitches, but not on the stitches like you, or that close to the stitches like if you were just doing applique. And I'm going to just put my scissors in between this material. Well, actually, I can just cut it here. Just, you want to make sure if you're using a ribbon that you're not cutting that ribbon. So we're just going to do that. And then I did the same thing this way. Just hold, I just folded that back to hold it, to make sure I don't cut it, and then cut on this side. Oop. Got a little uneven there. And I did it anyway. But I just, because I didn't realize I let go of it. I don't have good feeling in my fingers, but I'll fix that on my own. I'll show you what I'll do to just fix that, because I've done that a few times. But I have a really bad carpal tunnel, and sometimes I can't feel. And And I didn't feel it fall out of my hand, but that's okay. I'm just going to show you how I fixed it, but for tutorial purposes, if I want to use it. Okay. Got that all cut there. All right, so I'll fix this. I'll fix this when we're done with the rest of it. And all I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this as close to here as I can, take a little bit of hot glue right there, and that'll fix that for me. Let me turn my hot glue gun on, get that heated. All right, so now what we're going to do, and this is a little different than the tutorial because I'm doing this a different way. So I'm going to take my little poker here, is what I call it, and I'm going to poke a hole right in the center of that snowflake, as center as I can. And I'm going to poke a hole straight through the other side. Okay, and then let me get my cam snap, show you what I did. So I'll take my cam snap and I'll put it right through that hole, like so, okay? And then to just make it easier, I just folded it to where I wanted that fold, and I pressed down on here because it made a little mark for me, see? And I know where to put I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little mark right there. So I know where I'm putting that other cam snap. And right there. I'll just push it through. Ow. Okay. And then I'll take one of those and one of these. And I'm going to go, I have a snap press desktop, so I'm going to go over to my press. I'm going to press these down, and I'll be right back. All right, so I went ahead and put my cam snaps in, and closes, opens, perfect. And let me see if my hot glue gun is heated yet. Okay, so I'll get that gun. And all I'm going to do, just to fix this, is put a little dab of I got a yucky piece on there. And put a little, I don't think it's heat. Oh, well, that was way too much. So I'm just going to just wipe a little bit. And take that and put it as close to there as I could. Perfect, can't even tell. Just do that. So that fixed what I did. Hopefully you won't do that, and that's it. That is your Santa Claus letter to Santa envelope. Thank you for joining me and making the tutorial for the letter to Santa envelope. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, comment on my post, on my video. I'm going to post this in Design by Juju's group. You can see it there. I'll have links for everything at the bottom of my post. And I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season, a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year for 2019 into 2020. Have a good day. Bye.